Hey, what's up? It's another Sunday with your boy Xavier Daniel. I just want to say thank you for tuning in. If you're tuned in right now, well, obviously you're tuned in. Thank you for tuning in anyway. Uh, and this week, I always start with my week. My week was it was just another week. I can't lie. This week kind of just passed by fast. Because my schedule kind of switched differently. And then, it's been kind of a week for me as far as like developing myself into being a better father. As far as, I wouldn't say better, but more of a stricter parent and letting these kids understanding that things in life aren't free. It isn't guaranteed. It isn't something that is owed to you. I tell them as a parent, yes, I have to supply for you, provide for you, and do things for you. But there's a lot of extra stuff that we give y'all that y'all don't have to have. So those are things that you have to earn, So that's what my week has been, really. So it kind of flew by. And then, with work and then doing my real estate classes, it kind of went by. I gotta lock more into my real estate classes and as well as my health too, because I just feel my body has been more of like breaking down. Not breaking down, but like, the pains, the aches and pains that was already there because I started working out more and doing added stuff and things like that. I just feel it in my body. So this week I went for a run. Definitely did a better run than normal because I guess the rest. But yeah, I still felt the pains and things like that. So my thing this week is more to get to stretching, activating my muscle groups and things like that to get them more flexible because I feel a lot of tense in my body, like within my hips and things like that because I drive an ambulance all day, so I'm sitting down. So I feel that tenseness in my hips. So I gotta release those muscles and things like that and get them back flexible how they were. But that was my week. But what we're here for is obviously to drop my week and the message when is too soon. Um and when I say that, I mean it as in like when it's too soon to celebrate your accomplishments. I don't think it's too soon to ever celebrate it with yourself. You got to pat yourself on the back because there's a lot of people who don't know where you started to where you are now. So for them, they probably looking at you as regular because where you are is probably a regular spot, but you know where you came from. So that's a big celebration for you, but not everybody's going to appreciate it as much. So we have certain times to celebrate our accomplishments and our things, and we got to understand which celebrations we have to have within ourselves, which celebrations we can have on an external where people can see us doing good and things like that of that nature. And what I would say, there's a lot of people who's celebrating things a little too soon, and I don't put it in a vein and things like that, but there's a lot of people who celebrating going ahead and buying things, bags, purses, cars, all of that. And don't get me wrong, it's nothing. I always say every video, it's nothing wrong with wanting and getting good stuff in your life and having high quality stuff. But there's a lot of people celebrating too soon. And then, just like I said, we all was started somewhere and we finally got somewhere. But there's a lot of people that I see like, doing crazy things. Not crazy things, but doing things that I personally haven't done, and I know I where I came from, and where I'm at now is a big step for me at least. I know that. And I still feel I haven't got that far. enough where I'm sitting here taking crazy vacations, doing this, that, and the third. I would love to celebrate and do things like that, but I don't feel like I'm at that point. I tell people around me things like that. Yo, I am too broke to be entertained, and that's just how I feel. I don't feel like I have enough assets to my name and things like that to be spending certain money and things on that's not gonna sit there and bring that true value of what I want for my life and for my kids' life and things like that. I want to be able to consistently provide and not struggle and worry about things, right? So that's where I was. So that's really what I'm saying. I think it's just some people are celebrating. They need a break from a break. And a lot of people wouldn't understand that. I was speaking with my mother about that, and she's the one who kind of even said it. That's what got me thinking about it. I'm like, oh wow, that's really how I feel too. Like people need a break from a break, and it's like a lot of people want breaks, these vacations, these, just living for these certain moments to get away from barely even working hard themselves right now. A lot of people wouldn't admit it to themselves, but they know they're not working as hard as they should be. You know it. You know it in yourself, and you could tell it to yourself. It's fine. Because I had to do the same thing. That's why I started going to school, started taking my real estate classes, accepted certain promotions from work because I knew I wasn't working as hard as I should be. I had to kick myself in the ass, like go and do this stuff. So that's where I'm at. I'm doing that. So these people need a break from a break. You're not working as hard as you should be, but you feel like a lot of pressures of life. Once you start working hard as you really should be, this isn't gonna be like when I go and I do what I gotta do and I come home, I do it, I'll be tired, but I'm like, yo, I know I gotta work hard. So it's like, for me, I feel tired, but I get up and do it. It is what it is because I know I have to work hard. I'm not working hard enough, and I feel that. So what I challenge you guys to do is just work harder than you did, even if it means adding a little to your life. As far as like, say you sat there and was like, yo, I feel like I'm not exercising at all. So for you, exercising is literally getting up out of that bed, out of the couch after work. You sit there and be like, damn, I'm tired. Let me make the food for the kids. I need to lay down. I lay down for 15 minutes. That's what I do sometimes. I get home, lay down for 15 minutes, get a little mental rejuvenation, get up and go for my run. Get up and go for a walk. Get up and do something that keeps that momentum going. So then guess what? You start to celebrate those little accomplishments. Like, I'm getting up to do it. And then once you start doing it, it becomes a habit. Like, once you do it a few times where you feel like, okay, I know I'm tired, but I can get up and do it. Now it becomes a habit. And you're like, I know I'm tired, but I can do this. So that trickles on into the rest of your life. So those little celebrations for yourself, for personal accomplishments, I feel is warranted. Some of these other things that we are doing, I feel like we are just doing it too soon. And it's not to say, okay, yeah, I shouldn't be doing it. I want everybody to have fun in their lives, but I want them to understand that at certain times and certain moments to actually have fun and understand when it's time to buckle down and really do the work, because we're not working as hard as we should be, especially. And I was talking to a coworker. This is just added on. It just popped up. I was talking to a coworker, and we really talking about it, thinking about it, like, yo, we're barely working as hard as our ancestors. A lot of us, like our ancestors, had it difficult. They dealt with a lot of stuff, and we're not working half as hard as them. They was fighting for their lives. Right now, what we're fighting for is convenience. We go to work so we could come home and buy a TV, so we could sit down and watch other people live their lives. That's what we're doing. So when I tell you we're not working hard enough, I really mean it. We are really not working hard enough, and we need to do better for ourselves and want better for ourselves. So we could create a legacy of families wanting better, because it's tough if you try to tell a kid, yo, you gotta work hard, you gotta do this, that, and the third. And then when they come home from school, they see you laying around doing nothing. You gotta be the example for your kids and things like that. So, and example for the kids and for them to see that example and for them to move forward and be like, okay, he's really working. Okay, he comes home, he does his schoolwork, he comes home, he goes for a run, and he still sits down, manages to sit down with me to do my work and do this, that, and the third. So that's what I mean as far as you gotta set an example for yourself that'll lead the example for your kids, and your ancestors will be proud, and your future self and your future generation to be like, oh my God, this person really set the tone and made our generation even better because this person started it. So if you got any value from this video, I would like you to like, share, sub on all the above. Your boy Xavier signing out, man. Thank you for tuning in into another week.